Hi there, it's Mayor Menard here, future Prime Minister. I'm a legal stockbroker who lives in Point Grey and downtown. I can prove it, which is what Gregor Robertson, George Affleck, Michelle Gellar, NPA never did. I have proof, plus my developer landlady, Agnes Sang, is my police board reference for applied legitimately yesterday for membership through the BC website. Well, if we can put a light on, because no one else has ever done this for you. They tend to hide it. I'm not a fraud like Justin Trudeau and Bill Morneau. This is my reference letter from Auntie Agnes. You don't have to read it, but it's signed by her, Agnes Sang. Point Grey developer. She owns, she built part of UBC. She's Taiwanese. And, where's the other one? Here's my Matthew Bristow, BCID. Matthew Bristow, August 29th, 73. Maynard Oberson's my real name. I'm adopted. 1973. Raised by the English, Bristows and Elliots. Yes, the royal ones. Pinhead. Never did me a goddamn favor. Not really, anyways. Ended up being a hindrance more than anything else. This is my Toronto Dominion. You can see it if you look really close. Matthew Bristow. It's a stock receipt for, I spent another $100 of a total of somewhere around $4,000 I spent on stocks. I literally conservatively lost $2,000. But, oh, there you can see it. Matthew Michael Richard Bristow. Not applicable. It's a $50, but it's one little receipt. That's what you get when you're a legal stockbroker with TD Bank, any one of the big 5 banks. I didn't even realize for years. I just said, well, what the hell? You don't need a stockbroker. They're full of crap. You didn't get it because you have a criminal record. I don't have a criminal record. Here's my birth certificate. We'll go right back to the beginning for any of you Chinese frauds. Wanted to bring in fentanyl and W18, pay off girls not to reproduce ever, so a bunch of can make mouthhole sounds because you are terrorists. Chinese money. Saskatchewan, Matthew Bristow. That's my birth certificate. We'll go get it all right out of the way here from the beginning. This is my mayor, prime minister, 20, at this rate, frick, maybe 2025. Maybe 2019. If I lose for mayor, the odds were against it. I haven't decided. I'm already leader of Earth. So, I mean, who's going to fight me for that? We need a mayor. I'm the best fighter on Earth. I earned it. Granville Station. Johnny's Meat Plant, Clark and Hastings. Granville Broadway. All the place where the drug addicts seem to be swarming and forming around. And they got new little drug circle groups. I worked with VPD for years since I was a criminology student. Kieran McConnell is my policing instructor. He's a prick, but he's pretty solid. He can communicate. Unless there's a fire hose involved, then he gets nicks, and I even got back at VPD. Fact. Well, he didn't mark my test properly, that's why he's pissed. He can't admit it. You have to admit your mistakes. That's your drawback. Ask Arlen Palmer. I mean, for years I know these guys. I know Palmer for so long that no NPA Michelle Gellar diapers, what we call them at board meetings. I'm the reason George Affleck threw in the towel. I'm the reason Gregor Robertson lost. 10 years of freaking keeping me on the news 10, it really paid you back. I didn't Point Grey the whole time. I just took it. You know? Hey, it's the bottle man. It's the can man. It's the mayor man, prime minister, leader of Earth, bouncing the freaking garbage cans because terrorists are freaking garbage hunters. That's what I was. I was a stockbroker the whole time. Was I homeless? Not really. But I pretended I was. I'd shake you guys for drinking bottles and cans. Building. See, you gotta punch somebody that's that level of coward. They take Chinese money to build a bomb in the first place. Like those little cowards that chase you with a push stick, but it looks like they're gonna stab you. I mean, Hastings, I am the alleyway man, bitch. You know how many guys I shit kicked? DEA, RCMP, oh, CIA, even some cops. Ask the frickin' Toby. I know Toby Hinton and Mark Steinkauf for years. This guy's a frickin', I'm the son of God. What God was supposed to be if he didn't sell out. You might have built Point Grey, but you don't maintain it by being a sellout. I hate to say it, you went with the other kids. I'm the only one that could frickin' maintain or hold that sort of wealth at that level. You went with them, and that's your problem. Anyways, moving on. All just all terror attacks. Because terrorists are drug addicts. You idiots! They all are. Even ISIS are. We're a bunch of ice crystal meth frickin' smokers. God, that's through a couple wars. Unfortunately, it kind of works. At least until you blow and the whole city block goes up. Other than that, good strategy. It's the smaller terrorists we got to worry about. I know it's a fact. I've studied it. I'm a criminology graduate. Native Ed, 2003. Douglas College, 2007. One semester I paid. Those were both access funded. And one semester I paid for. I almost got a diploma in political science. I paid for my own courses at Langara. Planning, Process, and Law, Gary Penway, Pierre Prosperi, Intro to Poli-Sci. What else was the other one? Oh, Muhammad Muslimani. How Countries Behave, the East Indian guy. That was Intro to Global Politics. And Ross Woolley, Psychology. When the moon hits the sky, like a big high there, piece of pie, that's the way. Wait to say it, them off, you're dead. You're a dead horse. Right. You're just hanging on for dear life. You're like those Russian mob guys who bear me, and I took you off the street for roughly like $100,000 a day it cost you pinhead. Bryce are in the city now that he finally had the frickin' stones to come see me one day. See how it works? We talked. He went away, that sort of thing. And terrorists are drug addicts, so if you run the dope, you run the terror fact. They can protect you, the Hells Angels, better than the cops ever could. Those are pretty friggin' fancy cars. Don't get too cocky, goddammit. The old band buys and sells police departments legally. Don't flatter yourself. You can barely run one little frickin' garage shack. Why don't you piece off a bender? Throw him $20 once in a while, you greedy pricks. Anyways, also when I was homeless, I learned to work with Chinese because I managed a moving company for 12 years. David Zhang, the Soda Pop family. Third largest billionaire in China. Multi-billion, taught me to manage a moving company properly from the bottom up. We hired and fired Indians every day. Main and Hastings, we pick them up. Anybody remember the old bread truck with a duct tape on muffler? Like we had to stop in the middle of everywhere just to duct tape our muffler back on. That was us. CJ. Oh, CISO. And he wrote their names wrong on the paper, eh? SISO, CISO. But he's good, but we learned to work with him. You know, Chinese have a way of communicating in business you'd never guess, eh? Well, it's true. I learned that from homelessness, too. It's Donald Trump's and Chinese, Justin Trudeau's fraudulent problem. Trump's too cocky in the white bubble. He's going to burst. Muslims have got a front seat at City Hall and I'm there. As long as you're an interpreter. They save lives. How you'd have to be a racist. Then you deserve to go. That's BS, man. And furthermore, all my tunes can be found at soundcloud.com/spotspot. Yep. Global, Straight, Georgia, CTV, CBC Vancouver. I've sent you little gifts for Christmas. I suggest you host me on your news provider. Ever since I said you're going to be fired, I fired 2 reporters from Metro Van News. Now David P. Ball and Dennis James St. Dennis, who were adamant in not printing me because Gregor's a bit of a discriminatory person. They've been fired. They're at the back of the newspaper. I started with it. I got 10 people fired as salary positions. Last winning, it's Court Sheriff number 2054 tried to break my back for Jeff Bezos because I'm leader of Earth and you ain't. Thanks and have a great DAY. 15.